Hello YouTube. I'm going to do my best to record a video on my iPhone and see how it works out. I just thought I'd share with you something I've been trying to get for a while, a good example of to share on YouTube. I don't know how many of you will recognise this. I'm sure every Englishman will. This is a conker, a horse chestnut, it's more commonly known. I was trying to find one with all its green shell on, so I could show you taking it out and how you crack it, but instead, all I've found is this. Everywhere else has been picked clean by school kids, which is actually quite a good thing in my opinion. This is related to the sweet chestnut, but it's not, and it's not native to Britain. I'm on my way to get tattooed in Norwich, and as it's a whole collection of native trees, I thought I'd do one on a non-native tree that will never go on my sleeve. This fleshy green outer part develops around it, obviously, and actually gets quite spiky, most of them being rubbed off in my pocket, I'm afraid. But you also get, of course, the really nice and shiny nut right in the middle, and this is used for playing a game called Conckers. And again, I don't know how familiar we'll be with it, I don't know how familiar people overseas will be with it, but it's a very fine old game and involves drilling a hole through the centre and looping a string through it, tying off the string, and then smashing each other's conkers with it. You try and get a conker that has smashed the most. I think the highest I ever usually get to every year is maybe 40, and that's in consecutive smashes before it truly gives up the ghost, but that's exceptional. You have to swing a lot every year to find one like that. And of course there are many methods to cheat. Many people will soak their conkers in vinegar or bake them in the oven. I recall a story from school of one boy who cast one in concrete and painted it and varnished it to look exactly like a conker, which was fine until the string broke, at which point the conker flew off and smashed a window in his school. So yeah, I personally have always found that all the various cheating techniques don't really work to harden the conker, and all of them change the way it looks, so you can easily tell. And your best bet is to merely pick a good specimen. This isn't perfect, it's not entirely round or smooth, but you can get some really nice ones. And you can also get ones which are almost called cheese cutters. If you look in here, you'll see there's two sorts of chambers that would actually contain two conkers, and one of them would be a half a conker, pretty much. Those were called cheese graters in our school, and they were thought to be particularly good, but I can't ever recall one getting that high in a score. It smashed a few fairly well, and then would smash itself, its brittle corners. An interesting thing about conkers is it was played long before there were horse chestnuts in the country. Horse chestnuts, as I said, are not native. They're from mainland Europe, and they can't really feed anything. I recall some vague thing about feeding the young chestnuts before they've developed to pigs, and I recall you can use them to make a sort of soap, but they're not particularly useful. They're introduced ornamentally because they have lovely big broad leaves, and a little like maple, but even more separated. And we used to play with hazelnuts. There's records of it going back at least 200 years. I couldn't give you a definite for more than that off the top of my head, but I'm fairly certain it was recorded in the 1700s, possibly even in Samuel Pepys' diary, although that might just be my memory playing tricks on me. But they used to play with hazelnuts, and they called it cobnuts. So from there to conkers, it's still continued, it's still played in schools. It's not banned, despite what some tabloids will have you believe. At least not everywhere. I'm sure there's some daft place that has, but they're a good old example of a childhood meme that's passed on from child to child to child to child, like nursery rhymes and school chants. They're memes from children to younger children. Actually, one thing, the middle of this conker should be a lovely white creaminess, but it rubs off very quickly, and unfortunately rubbed off in my pocket. So yeah, that's a short ramble about conkers, horse chestnuts, and if anyone fancies, tell me if you've experienced this game wherever you are, and tell me obviously where you are. Thanks very much, YouTube. Bye.